And a good morning to you. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. Today we're going to talk about the Guided Grace Family Youth Services and Guided Grace Mental Health Agency, among her other chores. She heads it up, she founded it, and she is Nicole Liggins. Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning. Good morning, Art. How are you this morning?
We're doing well. Good to see you again. I think we start, before we get into some of the activities, and there's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament coming up we'll talk about. I think we need a little history of the agency. So let's start with Guided Grace Family Youth Services, how it came about, because it's your brainchild.
Well, Guided Grace Family Youth Services, Art, has been around now since 2020. So it was founded during the pandemic. It is co-founded with my husband, Sylvester Liggins, who is a mental health therapist. And he has just done amazing things in the mental health arena. Guided Grace, I'll take you back to Guided Grace. Guided Grace is our mental health agency and now has celebrated its 10th year anniversary June 1st of this year. So it's been around since 2015. And, we knew that, the community just needed something different in the area of mental health. And my husband is a clinical mental health therapist. And I, have been in the daycare arena for now over 20 years. And so we knew that we have youth who, are young, are pre-K kids who experience trauma. And we knew marrying the two ideas just made sense for our community. And so, ironically, as I was talking to you a little earlier, we have Building Blocks Child Care and Preschool Center, which is 2 doors down from Guided Grace. So 1310 is Building Blocks. Well, 1232 is located, is where...
On North Michigan Avenue.
On North Michigan Avenue, I should say, is where Guided Grace is located. And so, we just decided to house both Guided Grace Mental Health Agency on the main level. And then on our garden level, we have the Guided Grace Family Youth Services, which is our nonprofit organization that supports our mental health agency. Some people think that we're the same entity. We are not. We're two separate entities, and it has worked well that way for years.
And the mental health side of it came along 10 years ago at a time when we were not focused so much on mental health. We weren't, as a state, as a region, weren't providing enough services. We still don't. We don't have the beds needed for mental health. And thus, your husband's career and the creation of the mental health agency was timely.
It was. And I think, there's such a stigma. There's such a stigma with mental health. And I think especially in certain communities, there's a stigma with mental health. I think over the years, it has been a little more widely it's been accepted a little more. I think, TV has played.
Talking about it now.
Yeah, I think TV has played a big part in that, and social media has played a bigger part in that as well.
What's interesting about that is TV and movies for a long time were guilty of creating that stigma.
Oh, for sure.
Because that's what they portrayed.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
It's only in recent times, and by recent times, maybe 10, 15 years, thereabouts, that we've seen a shift in acceptance of those individuals who have mental health issues.
Sure.
Because what we've come to realize is we all have them at one time or another.
Oh, that's right.
Some of us control them better than others. Their significance is smaller in some, greater in others. But everybody at one time or another suffers some kind of mental health issue.
Sure. And even in our families, we have there was always, you whisper about that aunt who you called crazy or,
Yeah.
the crazy Aunt Carrie, she's coming over, you put that away because you know how she, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, we all, Like you say, we all have some challenges that we work through, and it's okay to say, hey, I need a breather. I need a break.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going through something, and it's okay for me to step back and for me to take a little break to myself.
I'm not a mental health expert, but to me, the difference has always been we all have mental health issues. Some of us find an easier path to work through them than others.
Sure.
And those are the individuals that need the help.
That's right. That's right. And the one thing that, we always talk about at Guided Grace is self-care. If the one thing that we tell people is don't wait until there's a fire. Don't wait until there's a problem. Start talking to folks before.
It's called prevention.
That's right. We want you to talk to folks before there's an issue. That way you know how to manage issues and challenges before they come. You know what your triggers are. You know how to manage them before they come. You know when they're getting ready to come, right? And so you're able to then manage things and see things before they come. If you know that you can't deal with that special aunt or that uncle who triggers you, then maybe there are some things you can do to avoid certain situations so that they don't become grandiose and they don't become out of hand before those situations come about. So those are just the skills that we try to give people ahead of time. Because by the time that those big behaviors come, it's almost like a kid in a store. Once they start having a tantrum, we've all seen the parent try to say, oh, come on, stop it. Be quiet. Be quiet. Let the kid have the tantrum, because by that time, he's not thinking in the frontal cortex of his brain. He's not thinking where he can hear you. It's all, the cat is out of the bag at that point. Let him have his moment.
Which, for all of us who are older, to me anyway, the worst thing you can do is bottle it up inside and not release it, because it just grows inside and makes it worse.
That's right. That's right. You have to give people an outlet. You have to give them an outlet.
So if we look at the mental health agency and your husband's work.
Sure.
How does that differ from what you do in the child and in the family services arena?
So what we do is we support that work by interventions. So what we say is what they do is they identify what the need is, right? So if you would come into Guided Grace, you would say, okay, they assess the need. They figure out, okay, almost like a doctor would say, okay, what's the problem? Okay, we know you broke your leg. Okay, your leg is broken. Okay, so what kind of therapy would we say you need for that broken leg, right? So after we assess what that therapeutic, that treatment plan would be, maybe the treatment plan would be you need some music therapy for that, right? So we do have a music therapist, a board certified music therapist, and that person is at Guided Grace Family Youth Services, right? So we have Kelly Gibson, she's the only one in Saginaw County who's a board certified music therapist. And she does an array of things. I mean, she is amazing. And so you get a referral to go see Kelly. And so Kelly, oh my goodness, we have a sound booth. People, who have dealt with certain types of trauma like grief, they might want to write a song. They might want to record a song, however they want to do. She has different instruments, different things that you can play. I mean, she has just the things that she knows how to do in that music room is amazing. We have a science lab. You think a science lab? Why would you need a science lab for mental health? Well, everyone knows gardening and things of that sort are great for mental health. So there's a lot of different interventions that we have for youth and families when it comes to mental health. We think outside the box. We don't do things like everyone else does.
So the initial contact would be through the mental health agency, to which they then refer to you for the treatment?
That could be one way.
That's one way. Okay.
Or you could just directly contact Guided Grace Family Youth Services.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back, talk more. And there is a major event coming up that has to do with basketball we're going to talk about when we return with Nicole Liggins after these notes.
Ready to update your home and
we're back with you talking to Nicole Liggins from Guided Grace Family Youth Services and Guided Grace Mental Health Agency. There is a big event coming up on the 27th of June. Has to do with basketball. So give us an idea what this is all about.
Yes, we are so excited, Art. So I'm going to start with the big why, right? Why this is actually bigger than basketball. So we are coining this the Unity Ball Classic Showdown at the Dow. So this is going to be an amazing event. This Unity Ball Classic is about creating positive spaces for our youth. We're using sports as a tool for connection, for leadership, and for violence prevention. This is the second time we've actually done this. So the first time we did this was last year. We partnered with All Pact, which is an organization, and it's really amazing. All Pact actually brings law enforcement and the community together. And last year they kind of took the ball and were the were the sponsors of this event last year. And this year they're partnering with us to bring it. So we kind of tag team with each other. And I love that. I love that partnership that we have. But this year, we at Guided Grace are just so honored to be able to help host this thing. But what it is we're using sports as a tool for this connection, right? This violence prevention, this leadership. And basketball, as we know, bring young people together. But the bigger goal is the community unity, right? We want the community to come together. And we're not just hosting this as a tournament, but we're building these relationships and showing our youth that this community is investing in them. And I think that's important, especially now, to show our youth that they're worth it. They're worth the investment. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this 3-on-3 Unity Ball Classic. We're bringing the hardwood to the Dow Event Center, June 27th. It starts at 8 a.m., runs until 5 p.m.
Indoors or out?
Indoors. We have to actually bring a company in from New Jersey to lay the hardwood,
Oh, really?
to bring the goals in. Listen, these are going to be regulated.
How many courts can you play in there?
So because of the way that the Dow is set up, you only can do 3 courts. They're half courts, but look, we have to have MSHAA referees like we did last year. Oh yeah. This is not
Serious
street
stuff.
ball. This is not street ball. This is real tournament play.
So is there a cost to register?
Because we have an anonymous donor. An anonymous donor donated all the money for registration.
Wow.
Literally, it is free. I was jumping for joy.
Yeah.
It is free. There was a cost of $80 per team. It is now wiped out. It's free. So I'm telling folks, if you don't hurry up,
That's a big donation.
oh my goodness, tell me about it. This donor wanted to remain anonymous and said, look at here. I love this. I love this for this community.
How many teams can you accommodate?
70 teams.
Oh, really?
70 teams.
How long are the games?
The games are, I think they're 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah, I think they're 20-minute games. They're regulated games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we did the math. Yeah. So they're 20.
Figure you can get them in there.
We can get them in there and get them out. Yeah, we can get them in
They'll
there.
all have registered times then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's all bracket play. And so, this year we were able to have we got a grant from an organization in New York, out of New York, called League Apps. And
really?
so this app allows us to run different like
Scoring
programs and
Yeah.
things like that. And so,
Brackets.
yeah, bracket plays and things like that. And so we're just elated to have this be our big event that we showcase this app on, right? It's called League Apps. And so we are running this off of League Apps, and it has been amazing. to do. And so it breaks our brackets up for us. It sends out emails to our folks who register. It does the whole shebang for us. So we have just been so fortunate this year at Guided Grace Family Youth Services. People are jumping on the bandwagon. They see the good work we're doing. And, it's just been amazing how blessed we've been.
And this is June 27th.
Saturday, June 27th.
Coming up in just a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
How does a team register?
So you can go to our website at guidedgracefys.org. You can't miss it on our front homepage. You click the button and it'll take you right to the app where you can register for free. Now, when you click on the button, it's going to ask you some questions and then it'll take you where you can choose which grade group. So now if your grades 2 through 12, we have a second grade through 12th grade. Now, when you get into junior high, we know that some kids have different levels of play than other. What we don't want is if you play AAU, we don't want you playing with someone who doesn't, has a different skill level, right? So we do have where you can choose a different skill level, right? Because we want you to really play some good basketball.
Do you have to come in with a team, or if you're an individual, can you get placed on a team?
No, you have to come in with a team. Okay. So you got to rally up your squad. We want you to get your squad together, and we want you to name your squad. And we got people with different names on there, and it's so cute. They got their names on, and name your squad. Have a team leader there that we can send emails back to so that you guys know what's going on. This is so amazing. We even got the Jumbotron. We've got Congresswoman Kristen McDonald-Rivet is going to kick this thing off for us.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. She sent a message. It's going to play on the Jumbotron to get us kicked off with this thing. And so, look, this is a community effort. We've got our first responders are going to have teams in bracket play. So it's going to be fun to see them compete against one another. And that was fun last year. Listen, they're great at fighting crime, but they're not so good at basketball.
It depends.
And I saw it, Art. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, sir.
Some of them were better at hockey.
I know they might be good at hockey, but basketball, I don't know. No, but they actually, seriously, they did good on some of the games. But it was very nice just to see them out and to see them. And so they're going to we'll have the smokehouse there on the outside. The fire department's going to bring that so the kids can experience that. And so we're going to have some cool things there for the community.
Here's the thing about the first responders and the police teams. I tell people this all the time. For most people, the only time they come in contact with a police officer is negative.
Oh, yeah.
They got stopped for traffic. They were in an accident. They were the victim of a crime.
Mm-hmm.
And consequently, the interaction is always business and never positive, or rarely positive. These kinds of events, where the officers come out and participate and do these things, humanizes them.
That's right.
They get to realize they're people just like everybody else.
And all they want to do is get home to their families. And I think that's what people don't realize. I mean, I have some friends who are police officers, who are first responders, and I get the same thing. Look, Nicole, all I want to do is make it home to my daughter. I have a daughter that's graduating this year from high school, and I have a friend who is a first responder, and he said, I remember when those kids were little together. I said, I know it. And when you think about, that's their job. Yeah. That's what they do. They're in our community to serve, right? We're all serving in our community.
One way or another.
One way or another. And that's all we're doing. And so it'll be nice on the 27th to do this again. Last year we had such a good turnout. Last year we had about 40 teams, I think it was. This year we're looking, oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm so excited about this.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back with Nicole, and tell you more about the June 27th Unity Ball Classic 3-on-3 tournament.
On the banks of the
Back with you, we're talking to Nicole Liggins from Guided Grace Family Youth Services and Guided Grace Mental Health Agency. Nicole, let me ask, how is all of this funded? Because your agencies and other agencies like you don't do anything unless you get some kind of funding.
Well, that's right. So this year, we got some ARPA funding through the city of Saginaw, and so we used a portion of our ARPA funding for this event. And so, and this event it's an expensive event. I'm not going to say that it's not. We had programming monies, and people who don't know anything about the ARPA funds is, of course we wanted to use our monies for some other things, but because we got programming money, that money can only be used for programming. And so, of course, there's just restricted ways that we can use that money. And so, of course, serving our community is something that we're dedicated to do. And so, we chose that this is one of the ways that we are going to dedicate ourselves to serving. We do some other things at our organization as well. We have a summer camp for youth, and we run programming in that way as well. So we're doing that as well with a portion of our funding from that. But we also are utilizing dollars from MyLeap, which we have funding through grant funding from MyLeap. So grant funding, we have donors as well who support our organization as well. And so, we actually do commit our dollars back to our community, and this is one of the ways that we do that. And so we're actually humbled and honored to be able to do this for our community.
So if someone is interested in the organization, maybe even donating, what are the websites? How do they find out about it?
So you can go to our website, like I say, at guidedgracefys.org. There's information about our programs on the website. You can donate through the website. I often tell people, come see what we do. Come see who we are. Take a tour. We give tours often. We want you to see what we do. It's very unique. I mean, we have some state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind rooms, sensory rooms. We have a technological sensory room that you can't find anywhere else in Michigan. I can tell you that for sure. We have some other therapeutic rooms that, are only, that no one else has, right? We have some other ways that we do therapy that are just it's altruistic. It's different. And I often tell people, just come see. You will be blown away by what you see. We have really created something. I mean, our kids have a podcasting studio that I would put up against anybody's.
I hear this, and in my mind, the way it works, I'm thinking good news, bad news. The good news is you're providing this wonderful service and filling a gap that needs to be filled.
Mm-hmm.
The bad news is there's a demand for you to do that. When you think about it.
Yeah. That's true. And part of, look, I sit here as an executive director, an ED or a CEO as well. And I sit here, and that's the dilemma, right? I mean, I'm in Lansing all the time with other EDs, and yeah, that's the conundrum, right? That's the problem. But that's the problem, So that's part of the job. That's part of what we have to get through. But if we're serving our communities, that's what we have to do.
Just out of curiosity, we know your husband, you mentioned that he's a clinical therapist.
Yes.
What's your background?
So my background, oddly enough, is business. I've been in business for years.
Not so odd.
Well, I know. It's funny. I just start using. I went to Central Michigan University. I have a bachelor's of science in community development administration, and so I just start using my actual degree a few years ago. But I do have a business acumen. My business acumen I got from Michigan State University. And I've been using that like all along. But the other degree that I had years ago, I just started using it. So it's pretty funny. It's always odd how that works, right?
Well, it is. It is. I mean, I know lots of people, including me, who have degrees they've never used.
That's true.
So
I know those folks too.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back, and finish up as we talk to Nicole Liggins, and we'll remind you again about the 3-on-3 Unity Ball Classic coming up at the Dow on June 27th. Let me ask how your sleep was last night, because today we're asked to do more for less. So when you go to bed and you spend a third of your life there, you need quality sleep, and you can get it with a quality mattress from Sanitary Mattress. Now, you can visit all the so-called sleep stores, or you can rest assured your mattress is manufactured right here in the Great Lakes Bay region to your specifications. Your time in bed may be cut short by today's demanding world, but you can still get a quality good night's sleep on a Sanitary Mattress. And by the way, they feature a 1-hour delivery window of your mattress to your home. If you have an RV or a boat, Sanitary Mattress will custom make a mattress for you, something the box stores can't do. Visit the Sanitary Mattress Factory and Showroom at 5343 Janes Road in Saginaw, just east of the Harry Brown Airport. Visit them online at sanitarymattress.com or call them at 989-753-1757. Sanitary Mattress, serving the Great Lakes Bay region since 1935.
You know you want it.
Hi, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. We're talking to Nicole Liggins from Guided Grace Family Youth Services and Guided Grace Mental Health Agency. And again, on the 27th of June, a major event at the Dow, indoors in the arena, will be a 3-on-3 Unity Ball Classic.
That is right. And we are excited about this. I mean, the registration is now open and the spots are filling, and it is free.
When do the games start? What time do you start them?
So we're going to start the games at about 8:15-ish. We're going to have an opening ceremony, and then these games are going to start at about 8:15. So, but everyone has to be, pre-registration is going to start at 7 a.m. Doors are going to open. And then the games are going to begin. And so I am asking everyone to come on out. Look, this is going to be a big deal. And listen, don't wait until the last minute to sign up. Our pre-registration deadline to sign up teams is June. It's June 20th. So we want you to sign up your team before June 20th, because we have to make sure we have time to set brackets up. Listen, these kids are going to get a free T-shirt. Registration is free. They get a free T-shirt. And on top of that, we are providing them with a free meal. So while they're there, because we know they're going to get at least 3 games of play, right? So they're going to be there essentially all day. So we want them to be able to at least have one meal.
What? You're going to feed them too?
We're going to feed them. We got to feed them. Listen, I've been in the daycare business a long time. You got to feed kids. Got to feed them, Art. So we're going to make sure that they're fed. And, that's partly, due to some of our sponsors that we have as well. We want to, I want to take some time just to thank our sponsors, because we had some amazing folks sponsor us. And I want to just thank MyLeap. I want to thank The Help for being a sponsor, McDonald GMC, the State Bank, UA Local 85, Guided Grace, of course, Connoisseur Media. I want to thank you guys for being a sponsor. Building Blocks, Child Care, State Street Behavioral Services, McDowell Healing Arts, All Packed, of course. My goodness, we've had so many. And Guided Grace. Listen, it takes a village. It takes a village. We've had a lot of, and of course our anonymous sponsor, the sponsor who wanted to remain anonymous, who paid for all of the registration.
That's amazing.
And that was just so amazing. So we've had a lot of hands in this. And I do want to give an ode to the city of Saginaw for just allowing us to get that ARPA grant, who really stepped in and allowed us really was a catalyst for us being able to have this event and help host this event this year. And so, listen, it takes everybody, and we want this thing to be huge. Get your teams. It's free. And this is going to be a great event. I mean, I want to see these kids out here competing and having a good time.
So games begin around 8:15. Each game roughly 20 minutes.
Roughly that.
And you'll have up to 70 teams. That's a lot of teams.
It's a lot of teams. It's a lot of teams, but we can do it. We've done the math, and we've done,
So it's an elimination bracket type of thing?
That's right. And so, we know we can do it. We've done it. We've done it before. We have some really, really good folks on our team who do this kind of thing. And, we've got the scoreboards, everything's ready. We've got the big Jumbotron. It's going to give information the whole time. Thanks to the Dow Event Center. They've been amazing with helping us organize this thing as well.
So when a team registers, will you then tell them what time their first game is?
So they will know when they register and they get there. There'll be more information on the app. So this app is going to be crucial to them and giving them this information. We'll also have an information area for our players. So we'll have the little pop-up informationals. So the players will know exactly what's going on for their team.
And I assume, bad word, but I assume the public can come and watch.
Absolutely. No, we want the public to come. That's exactly what we want to have happen. Hey, we're going to have some vendors there giving some things away for free. We've got, some stuff for kids to do there for free. And we've got our first responders are going to, I think the police department is going to bring some of their big tanks and things for for folks to come and take tours and see. And we've got our fire department's going to come with the smokehouse. That's going to be outside, and they're going to be able to take a tour of that and go through that. And so we've got some free stuff that's going to happen there. It is $3 to get in if you're a non-player, but it's totally free if you are a team to get in, and you get a free shirt and you get a meal.
$3.
$3 to get in, and then you get a wristband, and you can come in and out all day.
Wow. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's gonna be an amazing thing. But spots are filling right now. We're advertising everywhere, so we want to make sure that you guys know you heard it here on WSGW, and so we want you guys to sign up.
Limits 70 teams.
Yeah.
Don't miss the chance.
Nope, don't miss the chance.
Well, Nicole, it's always wonderful to talk to you.
You as well.
And we'll do it again in the future, I'm sure.
I'm sure of it too.
Nicole Liggins from Guided Grace Youth Family Services, and we thank her for joining us. We'll take a break, tell you what's ahead on Focus.
Want a job that makes a difference?
Coming up on Focus here after the news, we're scheduled to talk to Pastor Marcel Smith, I should say. Pastor Smith is involved with the Juneteenth celebration in Bay City, and we will learn about that coming up on Focus. Our thanks to Nicole Liggins for being with us this morning. And don't forget, the 3-on-3 Unity Classic takes place on the 27th of June. You can go online and find out more about it and sign up. Absolutely free to participate. News is next from ABC, the local report with Michael Percha. Then we'll be back.
Broadcasting from the